What was it like to move from Mississippi to Arlington, Virginia?
Well, yeah. I think most people, it's actually a conversation I've had a lot with some of the people in my graduate school classes about, like, they think of this as the South, but I think of this as the North. So living not just in Northern Virginia, but in Virginia in general, moving from Alabama and Mississippi, it seems very much like that. So it's different in the sense that things seem to be more open, seem to be a little bit more progressive, which is something I want. As a lesbian, I thought that is something that I would get by moving here, and that is something that I definitely saw. So very different, the gay culture in the Northern Virginia area than it was in Mississippi, but I think some people could still consider it rather stifling. But yeah, so that's one of the main differences. And I think, yeah, that's one of the main differences, and I think that the similarities are still pretty obvious. I think it was very quickly that I learned about the differences between North and South Arlington, and I live in South Arlington. From people that I've heard who've lived here much longer, I heard about that pretty quickly. Whether it's diversity differences or just especially socioeconomic differences. But I also notice, like in my neighborhood, when I'm walking my dog around, there's a lot of neighbors who have rainbow flags. We sometimes call it the gayborhood, even though there's only, it seems like a lot more, and it seems a lot more open environment for people to live in. So it's different. And it's also kind of nice to see the diversity of the area. Not only, going to school at George Mason, which is like one of the most diverse universities in the U.S., but then like living in a neighborhood where I can see that diversity. So my neighbors across the street are Pakistani, and we have lots of Latinos within the area. Like I said, lots of homosexuals who live in couples that live in the area, lots of families, and just wonderful food along Columbia Pike with a lot of different ethnic backgrounds.